I wasted so much time studying the wrong way and not seeing any results. But after years of trials and errors, I finally concluded 5 study tips that I'm going to tell you in this video, which has not only made my grades go up, but also made studying much more enjoyable, so keep watching. If you're a student, you've probably heard of the Pomodoro technique, which is a study technique consisting of studying for 25 minutes and taking a break for 5 minutes. Then repeat this process for 3 to 4 times. This used to be my to-go study routine for 2 years. It was not the best, but it got work done. The problem I found with this study technique is that when I was studying, I was constantly checking the time and getting distracted. Or when I finally focused, the timer went off and interrupted my focus. That is until I discovered the flow time technique. The flow time technique is creating large time block or picking one task that you are studying and study until you get tired of it. Okay, now this technique may not work for everyone, but for me it worked wonders. I would time block my day. For example, after school, I would study science, writing, and after dinner, I would study math. Using this technique, I found myself working with a deep focus for 45 to 90 minutes periods of time, compared to the 25 intervals in the Pomodoro technique. I get so much more work done, and it's honestly much more productive and gets me into a flow state, meaning a state individuals are fully engaged and immersed in their activities, leading to better retention and information and faster skill development. Okay, this one may sound a little bit cliche, but having a study routine, if you don't have one already, is so important. When you get home from school, all you want to do is lay in your bed, scroll through social media, and binge watch your favorite Netflix show. Or take a nice nap because you're so tired from a long day of school. You deserve to rest. Forget about the rising pile of homework that is due tomorrow or the exam next week. We are all guilty of that, including myself, but that usually ends up with me waking up in the middle of the night and remembering I have to study for a science test the next day. Well, to fix this, you have to build a study routine. For example, when I get home from school, the first thing I tell myself to do is not go on social media because I know I would fall into a mindless scrolling. Instead, I build an after-school routine consisting of taking a 15-minute snack break and reading. Or I do my daily space repetition, then I would complete 2 study sessions before dinner and 1 study session after dinner, then go to bed at 9 p.m. These routines can vary for different students. If you like to take a nap after school, your routine might look something like this. If you're a morning person like me, you can even wake up an hour earlier and fit your study schedules there. Do not fall into the trap of going on your phone and scrolling the endless pit of social media. Once you start, it's hard to stop and you realize hours has gone by. I usually use time blocking apps that limits my social media time, so I can't go on these apps before dinner. This way, I discipline myself to do hard things by removing distractions that prevents me from getting my work done. I don't know about you, but I love listening to music while studying. This makes studying much more enjoyable, so I actually want to study. But what I do is I listen to different types of music for different subjects. For example, I listen to piano music in math and computer science and classical music for writing and sciences. Because your brain signifies different music with different mental connections. I usually do not listen to music with lyrics in it, and there's a good reason for that. Studies found that instruments music without lyrics had a positive impact on reading comprehension compared to music with lyrics or no music. They've also shown that classical music had a positive effects on cognitive performances compared to the popular music or just plain silence, which is something to keep in mind while listening to music while studying. Okay, this step is extremely useful for any subject, and it is gamify your study. You see, gaming is fun and addictive, and it gives you satisfaction of completing a level or goal. We can use this psychology and implement it into studying. To do this, you have to understand the cone of learning, which is split up into passive learning and active learning. Yes, you can read over your notes, but it's not going to be that effective since it's passive learning. Instead, you can do flashcards, spaced repetition, and mock exams. These active study techniques not only make you save time, but also make studying way more enjoyable. You can also have a streaks widget on your phone or have a notification telling you to study or do flashcards. This technique is used by many popular apps such as Snapchat and Duolingo because they work so well. This way, you can gamify your studying, making studying more fun and effective. The last tip is something I haven't heard many people talk about, but it is very useful. If you have to memorize something, whether it's a concept, formula, or speech, a great way to do this is by talking to a camera or filming yourself. This is similar to the Feyman technique, but with a twist. You have to memorize the concepts that you are studying, then explain it to the camera in your own words and film yourselves in the process. This way, anytime there was gaps in the video or when you forget something, jot it down and you know you have to review it later. This tip is especially useful for speeches or history or any other subjects that require you to memorize something. Many people think studying is hard, but if you implement these tips in the video successfully and build a routine of learning habits, you won't even feel like studying is work. You also have to remember that you are not only studying for the next exam or test. Well, you are kind of, but more importantly, you are learning for yourself and building habits of lifelong learning. If you want to know more about productivity and learning, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!